Okay, Professor, you have dodged my point for too long now, so I'm going to make a video here about this. I ended up watching the rest of this video. This liars in the Christian right wing. If you want to deal with the issue, let's deal with the issue. And then I'm going to deal with mine. Okay? You quoted Jim Kennedy. And the quote is this: "Our job is to reclaim America for Christ, whatever the cost. As the vice-regents of God, we are to exercise godly dominion and influence over our neighborhoods, our schools, our government, our literature and arts, our sports arenas, our entertainment media, our news media, our scientific endeavors, in short, over every aspect and institution of human society." Now, you highlighted the words, whatever the cost, dominion, and scientific endeavors. Well, you implied that your understanding of what he meant by whatever the cost is one of lying, of possible violence, deceit, conquest. You have no idea then who you are talking about. Now, you said in some of your comments that you knew who Jim Kennedy was, that you studied the man, that you know his material, his life, and the like. If you do know that, you know what he meant by whatever the cost. Whatever the cost, according to the Scriptures and what God has said for us to be as Christian people in this world. We are not responsible for all of the violence and the deception and the corruption in the world. The Christian is not responsible for that. Sin is responsible for that. And extremists are responsible for that. Okay? Now, you also highlighted dominion, scientific endeavors. You forgot to highlight godly dominion. Now, he's not talking about taking over the world. This is Jim Kennedy, all right? This is not that crazy Baptist down in, I forget what state it is. A number of years ago, I found this guy online who was some kind of a Baptist minister. I don't know what Baptist denomination, but leading protests all over the country against homosexuals, doing so militantly, with signs and pickets and screaming and yelling and casting aspersions at these people. You yourself are one of them. I don't even know if you know about this guy, but he's going around with people with their signs, kill the fags, this kind of thing. That is not biblical. That man is anathema. That's disgusting. And I'll tell you one thing, God thinks that's disgusting too. Just as much as I'm sure he does not appreciate this video that you made against a godly man like Jim Kennedy. Who I mentioned, my pastor knew him personally. Jim Kennedy was one of the great heroes in the Reformed Christian faith in this country that we have in this day and age. And there aren't many in this day and age who are of his character and his accomplishments in the kingdom of God for Christ. Now, Proverbs chapter 15, verse 1 says, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." Jim Kennedy knew this. I know this too. I'm not going to be making videos about atheists or about left-wing people and liberals, calling them crazy, stupid, wake up, these kinds of statements. These are ridiculous statements. If you disagree with someone, then list the information that you disagree with them and refute that information. But let's do it with respect, with dignity and integrity. Not only does God expect that, but everyone expects that. I'm going to deal with you with respect. I'm going to deal with you in integrity. Now, I do have a streak in me that is sarcastic, and I'd ask you to forgive me for some of my sarcasm in your comments that we exchanged on this video. But that does not change the fact that as we do debate back and forth and talk back and forth in a public place on YouTube, we need to do it with respect. Not only because we're all people, but obviously we all firmly believe in whatever it is that we are defending. And there is no reason for name-calling and witty, intellectual base humor and the like, because there's no reason to be condescending or anything like that. I'm not some stupid, crazy Christian who just takes everything he hears from his pastor and runs with it. I'm just not that kind of person. Sure, there are Christians that are like that. They're going to believe everything they hear from their pulpit, even if their pulpit is in its own little world, or even if it's completely biblical. People are going to do that. I don't do that. I do the research. When something means something to me, and when I know that I need to take a stand on something, I'm going to look into it. And I'm going to form my opinion. Now, I had a lot of opinions before I became a believer. Things against capital punishment, ways in reacting to criminals, ways of reacting to homosexuality, all these other things that I had personal feelings about, that when I became a believer and started studying these things in the scriptures, I came to have to change my views. I had to change my views because that is what the scriptures told me. The Bible is a huge book. It has answers for everything. Everything that we need to have answers for. And I've made it now my life's work to learn those answers. I'm never going to get through them all. I'm never going to know it all, never going to learn it all. I can tell you that right now. But I know how to treat other people. Now, I love people. That's why I'm a deacon in the church. That's why I do what I do to serve Christ. I love people because I love Christ. You, sir, do not speak with love and respect. And that's my challenge to you. I'll see you later.